Hi, class. Okay, so I'm going to get you started on the annuity part of Project 4 before we dive into Project 5. So number 4 is really similar to number 1. So we're going to look at how number 1 works, because what we're doing is we're calculating a payment. So we know that the annuity rate is, I'm right down here. We know that the annuity rate will be calculated based on a life expectancy of 17.5 years, and that the rate is 3%. And what we're trying to figure out is how much is the annual monthly payment going to be. So the interest is always given in an annual rate. So if we're looking at the monthly payment, we're going to have to convert the 3% per year to a monthly amount. And then we're going to use the payment function to figure out how much the payment is. So we're going to put in the information here. So the rate is 3% divided by 12 months. Wait, is that what I said? %3 per year to a monthly amount. 3% divided by 12 months. So over here, I'm just going to say 0.03. See, 0.0. Can't type. Let's try this again. 0.03 divided by 12. Oops, that didn't work, did it? Equals 0.03 divided by 12. And I'm going to go ahead and just format this so that we remember that it's a percentage. So I'll just say format and go to my number and say it's a percentage. There, now we have the percentage. Okay, the number of periods is 17.5 years. So if we have 17.5 years, we're going to multiply that by 12 months to figure out how many months. So I'm going to go to my calculator, or I can just do this. 17.5 equals 17.5 times 12. So I have 210 months. Okay, the present value is going to be $700,000. Where did I see that? Right here. She's accumulated $700,000. So right now today, she has $700,000. I'm going to go ahead and format that too, because I'm picky about formatting. Okay, so she started with $700,000. The future value, we're not worried about right now. We want to know the payment. I don't know why I got two present value lines there. Okay, so we want to know the payment. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to say formulas. And I'll go to financial and I'll go down here to payment. And the rate, I'm going to click here. And then the number of periods is 210. The present value is 700,000. I don't need the type. So that's my payment amount. I don't know how I got two lines in here. I'm just going to delete that. So this is my payment amount. This is the payment per month that she's going to receive from her annuity. Now, I'm not asked for the monthly. I am asked for the monthly payment, but then I'm going to need the annual payment also. So the annual payment is going to be this payment, obviously, the monthly payment times 12 months is going to be my annual payment. Oh, it'd be helpful if I put it over here, wouldn't it? We'll just do it from here. So there's my annual amount. And I'm going to go ahead and use my little format thing. And if you want it to not be negative, you can start with that being 700,000 negative. But the reason these are in parentheses is because they're coming out of that $700,000. That's what is getting paid out of that $700,000 every month or over the year. Okay, so the next question is, we want to figure out if Liz expects the IRA to earn 10% each year. So now she's thinking about, instead of using an annuity, putting the $700,000 into an IRA. If she puts it into the IRA, it will earn 10% each year. So we're going to look at this by the year and by the month. So if we're looking at it by the year, we're going to say it earns 10%. So we have 700,000, so equals 700,000 times 10% for the year, 0.10. So she earned $70,000. Now, the payment for that year, what comes out is going to be the amount that we just calculated, this amount. So if we started with 700,000, so I'm going to say equal, if we started with 700,000 and we added interest of 70,000 and we took out a payment of 51,000, our new balance is 718,000. So if I want to keep looking at that all the way to year 4, what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to take my beginning balance and I'm going to say it's the same as this. And now I can just copy these down. This is going to be the same every period. Oops. Oh, because I didn't anchor it. So right here, I'm going to go up here. I always want it to go to the same cell. So I'm going to put a $sign in front of the F and a $sign in front of the 47. Now when I copy it down, it will work.
You have some that's a silver over.
There we go.
We try to find it. Not today, but
And you can keep going like that for all the different years, all the way up to 4 years to answer the question. If we wanted to do this monthly, then what you're going to do is you're going to do exactly the same concept, except for instead of 10%, so you'll start with year 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to start with our balance of 700,000. I'll just But for 10%, this is actually going to be 10%, 0.10. Well, we'll put the description here. This is annual. So we want 10% divided by 12 months. So this is actually our rate. And this is 10% divided by 12 months. And is it? 10% divided by 12 months is what this is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we take the 700,000 times the rate. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do 2 things. One is I'm going to anchor my rate so that when I copy it down, every period goes to this rate. So I'm going to put a $sign in front of the C for the column and a $sign in front of 56 for the row. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and format all the way down here. So I'll say format cells, accounting. I don't need a $sign on all of them. I can keep 2 decimal places. I can put a $sign there, it doesn't matter. Usually schedules don't have them, but for some reason, it's not important. It's important to know how to do it right now. Okay, so now the payment is going to be your monthly amount. So the payment is always going to be this monthly payment that we calculated. So for this column, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to anchor that. I'm going to put a $sign in front of the C and a $sign in front of the 45. And so then I have my total, which is going to be plus the 700 plus the interest earned minus what was paid out gives me my new value. So this is still the payment. And this is my ending balance. And this is interest. There, so that looks right. And then we'll just keep going. So we're going to say this month, we'll go ahead and bring this down. And now we should be able to copy down. There you go. And you can just fill your years in and you can go as far as you need to for the question. For question number 3, what you're going to do is you're going to compare the results of 1 and 2. In other words, should she do an IRA at 10% interest or should she take the annuity? For question 4, you're going to talk about, we're going to calculate a payment again. So for question number 4, it works exactly the way question number 1 did when we calculated a payment. And then for number 5, you have to kind of add some information and think about how it impacts the decision that you would make. Okay, so I hope that that is helpful, and I will start looking at project 5 for videos. I will talk to you soon.